What you are about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked. Its reporters are not journalists. And its opinions are not fully thought through.
Now this is a story all about how the news got flipped, turned upside down. I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there, tell you how I became the anchor of the Red Report.
In the town of Vermilion, born and raised, with a camera is how I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing and relaxing, all cool. Shooting some B-roll outside of the school.
When a couple of guys who were up to no good started making faces in my video, I got in one little fight and Ramona got scared and said, "You're moving in the studio to be on the air."
I read through the script, and as I looked close, the title said Red and Hooters were ahead.
If anything, I could say that this show is rare, but I said, nah, forget it. Let's take it to air.
I showed up to the shoot just a little bit late, and I yelled to my buddy, "Go home, watch us late."
Gathered by friends, we are finally there to give you the news as we sit in our chair.
Welcome to the Red Report. A new food option is confirmed for the muck, and the XDIS course wins an award.
Also, we'll tell you what next big concert USD is bringing to campus, and we'll tell you about the new required credit hours for athletes.
And President Abbott is missing. But first, headlines with Cassie Bartlett.
South Dakota Governor Dennis Dugard's proposing more money for K-12 education. Yesterday, it was part of his annual budget address. He's taking all funding from South Dakota State and giving it to the other schools. The USD alum says, "Take that, Jackrabbits." Former GOP candidate Herman Cain might not be running for the White House, but he still has one endorsement, and he's invited to someone else's house. Playboy founder Hugh Hefner's calling him to the mansion. He wants Cain to be the vice president of the Playboy company. Cain says his ultra-sexual past makes him the perfect candidate for the position. And finally, former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich has been sentenced to 14 years in prison. He was found guilty of mail and wire fraud, as well as bribery. He just couldn't buy his way out of that one. Good luck bribing with cigarettes. Those are your headlines.
USD's Students Union will be the only college base for the national franchise Hooters. The popular restaurant chain was voted the students' #1 choice.
The USD brand survey was emailed to students on October 14th. Those who took part in the survey were asked to list 3 restaurant franchises they would like added to the campus.
And of that poll, 91.1% of students responded with Hooters being their top choice to bring to campus. So I'm very pleased with the number of responses we've gotten for students so far, and the opportunity to use Coyote Cash there and the excitement overall that it will bring to campus. So they have a great menu with food options to bring to campus. Of course, their famous chicken wings and burgers, fried pickles, and a lot of seafood such as snow crab legs.
The increase in dining options will also increase job opportunities for students.
I think we want to make sure that Hooters specifically is focused on equal opportunity hiring to make sure that we have a strong male and female representation. As of right now, the muck is going to be expanded roughly 21,000 square feet, which will be additional to the 50,000 square feet we have right now. So through this process, we want to make sure that we're bringing in products and restaurants that enhance the student experience is one of the goals of USD. And I think we're doing that through these restaurants, such as Hooters.
Hey guys, welcome to Hooters. We are so excited to come to the University of South Dakota. Woohoo!
If you're interested in applying at Hooters, call 677-HOOT.
The university's beloved mascot was shot in a weekend hunting accident. A Red Report investigation revealed the man behind the trigger, Jimmy Youthy.
Well, I was out here Saturday morning. It's colder and shoulder a off woman, and just out here deer hunting, and this coyote just comes in out of nowhere.
That coyote was USD mascot Charlie.
And I was afraid he was going to scare off all the deer. So then I decided, well, I better take a poke at him and get rid of him.
Charlie was rushed to the emergency room shortly after.
Yeah, I guess normally I really don't miss, but I guess I just hadn't had enough aiming oil yet.
Charlie was reportedly responding to a deer call being used by Youthy. The mascot suffered minor injuries and was released on Sunday.
Yesterday, 5 USD employees were fired for continuing to wear the formerly hailed but now banned U.DOT logo. 5 political science professors staged a protest against the new SD logo by wearing U.DOT shirts to class. The university police promptly charged them with disturbing the peace and bringing dangerous paraphernalia to campus. President Jim Abbott says others who wear U.DOT logo can expect the same treatment. Coming up, the XDIS course may not be leaving campus after all.
About to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked. Its reporters are not journalists. And its opinions are not fully thought through.
The Board of Regents has named the required XDIS course South Dakota's best overall class. Nominated courses needed to hit high standards. The XDIS course won the top honor by proving it was completely relevant to life, not a waste of time, and it was taught by the university's most prestigious professors. The XDIS course now goes on to compete in a national competition for best college course.
Like many fifth-year students, senior Jerry Pileshi recently discovered his December graduation was in jeopardy because of one failed grade. The Red Report's Alyssa Smith says Pileshi was not happy to hear from his professor.
I'm sorry, Jerry, you failed the class, even if only by 2%. XDIS is a requirement for you. You're going to have to come back and take it again next semester.
But XDIS isn't even required anymore. There has to be something I can do. That 20th writing assignment didn't mean anything.
I'm afraid it's too late. The last day to withdraw was over a month ago.
Vermilion. Forever? Just one stupid class they're taking away from this? There has to be a way about this.
Dude, what are you doing?
I am going to go kidnap President Abbott.
Breaking news. Senior Jerry Pileshi has been arrested for trying to kidnap President Abbott.
I've just never experienced anything like this before. My wife is terrified. She took off. She'd gone someplace else, sort of in hiding. She even took the dog. In my 14 years here, I've just never had a problem like this. I'm going to have to hire a bodyguard.
After posting a $50,000 bail, Pileshi has been released from jail on strict orders from the judge to have no contact with President Abbott. However, this video has still been released.
Please put me on your show, Travis.
The rant of Jerry Pileshi goes on for over 2 minutes. We met up with Travis Berg himself to see if he's going to allow Pileshi to be on the show.
The guy's obviously a lunatic. I mean, trying to kidnap President Abbott, now he's pleading with me to be on the Red Report. I tossed and turned with it for a little while, but, you know, criminals get good ratings, so we're going to let him on.
Producer Travis Berg has decided to release Pileshi's interview only online due to inappropriate language and content. For Red Report, I'm Alyssa Smith.
After hearing Pileshi's plea, President Abbott has decided to allow him to pass the class and receive his diploma at graduation. Mr. Abbott also says his family will remain out of town and his extra security will be in place until after December 17th, when Pileshi has moved away. Best friends Nicki Minaj and Taylor Swift are the next acts scheduled for Alf's Auditorium. Following the enormous success of the Mac Miller concert, school officials decided to bring another musical event to campus. Minaj and Swift have won awards in the music industry for Artist and Entertainer of the Year in their respective categories. The pair says they're kicking off their upcoming duet concert by visiting South Dakota in January. Tickets will go on sale Christmas Eve. Coming up, apples just don't do the trick anymore. It's time for the teacher's pet to step it up. Also, Coyote Village is having problems again, and students are finding alternative dorm space. These stories and more next.
What you are about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked. Its reporters are not journalists. And its opinions are not fully thought through.
A California professor was recently criticized for requiring students to bring snacks to his psychology class. Students at USD have been voicing similar complaints about a local.
And have homework ready to grade. But students in Eric Tiger's speech class have an unusual requirement. Every week the students are asked to bring certain items to class for their teacher. If they do not, Tiger will not teach. He says it's all about teaching life lessons and preparing for future jobs.
How things work in the corporate world is you have to kiss up to get what you want. Therefore, when I tell them to bring candy, if they want a good grade in the class, I mandate the candy. Therefore, they'll get a good grade. If they don't bring candy, their grade suffers. Just like the corporate world. You want a promotion, you got to bring something to your boss, your supervisor, you got to kiss up a little, and then you'll advance in the world.
Some students, however, don't agree with the class requirement.
2 weeks ago it was a pop, yesterday it was a DVD, and now I have to get a part-time job just to afford the razor I'm supposed to bring tomorrow.
Christmas may be a couple weeks away, but in Tiger's class, it's been here all semester.
Do you feel like you're using this requirement as an excuse to get what you want?
Come on, man, you told me we were going to ask questions like that. I'm not going there.
Are you sure?
No, I promise. I'm not answering a question like that. We agreed that this would not be a question asked. Pick something else. Or this is over. Pick something else or this is over. I'm done.
Where are you going?
I'm done.
Where are you going?
You told me you weren't going to ask me questions like that. I'm not doing it, all right? See ya.
Hey, fine, I don't care, but the cupcakes that I brought for this interview, I'm keeping them.
For the Red Report, I'm Josh Kapler.
Earlier this semester, a dangerous mold growth at a Maryland college forced officials to move students out of their dorms and onto aboard a cruise ship. The ship was permanently docked in the harbor near St. Mary's College in Baltimore. The USD found itself in a similar situation this fall when 2 broken pipes caused severe water damage to several rooms in Coyote Village. While repairs were underway, students were forced to relocate to temporary quarters. The Red Report's Jillian Doom has more on where these students are living.
For 6 students, the words college dorm room have been given a whole new meaning. For the past few months, they've had to call a bus their new home. On the bus, the students have been provided with free Wi-Fi, a personal driver, and 4 main couches that they've turned into beds. Kayla Sorsen says that she likes living on the bus and that it has many perks.
Living on the bus really isn't as bad as you think. We have all the basics that we need right here, and if not, our bus driver Carl is a wonderful guy and he's willing to help us get whatever we need. I also like the fact that if we don't feel like walking to the muck, we can just stay in the comfort of our own home and quickly get food.
Yeah, what do you want?
The students love that when they don't feel like walking to class in the morning, they can be dropped off at school within minutes after waking up. USD has given the bus the option whether or not to stay parked in one area. Usually after long hours of studying, Macy Goff says they prefer to drive around and take the occasional study break.
During the week when we're not studying, this bus can get kind of crazy. We like to drive around with Carl and sing along to the radio, and Carl joins in too. He's pretty fun about it. And as for the weekends, well, I probably shouldn't talk about that, but we definitely use this bus to its full potential.
For the Red Report, I'm Jillian Doom.
The damaged rooms in Coyote Village have been fixed, and USD has told the students they can move back in. But the students are refusing to return. School officials say negotiations continue. A new 120 credit hour college degree is already undergoing a revision. Student athletes now just need to complete just 60 credit hours to graduate. Board of Regents officials say the credit reduction means a college degree is more attainable for the university's NCAA athletes. They'll now be able to graduate in 5 years. Regents say the 120-hour requirement is too difficult for athletes due to their rigorous workout and video game schedules. The Regents are also looking to officially change the term student athletes to athlete students.
The Red Report Sports with Haley Meyer and Cassie Bartlett is next. Stay tuned for stories on USD's newest sport and newest coach.
What you are about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked. Its reporters are not journalists. And its opinions are not fully thought through.
Today on Red Report Sports, learn about a new team that's making a splash on campus.
Also, we'll tell you more about the new football coach. And Kyle Miller praises Iowa for their successful fall athletics season. But first, the headlines.
Thanks, Haley. Michael Vick might be injured, but he's still looking for ways to improve the Eagles. His latest adventure, petitioning to rename the team the Beagles. Vick has a long history of dealing with canines. He says changing the mascot will inspire his teammates. Vick says he's learned it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but rather the size of the fight in the dog. Awkward. Tim Tebow takes a lot of heat for being outspoken about his religion, but now others have begun to think he might be the chosen one. Last week, after a short episode of Tebowing, Broncos players were surprised when they went to get a cup of Gatorade. Instead of the hydrating sports beverage, their drinks were mysteriously transformed into wine. Witnesses say Tebow just might truly be closer to God. Brett Favre is known for flip-flopping. He's once again considering coming out of retirement. There was talk earlier this week about a possible return to football, this time with the Bears. But now Chicago says they have no interest in adding the 42-year-old quarterback. Favre says the way this season is looking, there's got to be a team desperate enough to lure him out of retirement before it's over. That's it for Red Report headlines.
There's a new Coyote athletic team. Men's synchronized swimming. Team captain Chris Cross says he originally came to USD for their interpretive dance team, but found water was a better fit for him.
So, as this group started gaining ground, or water if I may, David Saylor came to us and decided that we needed a coach and we needed a direction. So he knew one of his friends who was a little down on his luck. His name's Jerry Sandberg. He came to us and decided to coach and help us out with our routine. So we're just excited to see where this season goes, and we're getting pumped up to go to our first meet.
I got a phone call from David Saylor asking about the new program that he was trying to start with, the Synchronized swimming program here at the University of South Dakota, and I gladly accepted. I have a lot of positions under my belt. I coached basketball in Antarctica. I played baseball in Tijuana. I did rugby in England. So why not do swimming in South Dakota?
Yeah, I actually came to the University of South Dakota for their interpretive dance program. It wasn't until about a semester in that I found out that I could start any group I wanted, so I decided to take my skills to the water in the new group, synchronized swimming group called Sync or Swim. Now, we're getting really excited, getting pumped up. We're ready to go to our first big meet against the Swarek Silvers. They are the Southwestern Women's Retirement Community. Don't be confused. These women are diehard. If you've ever walked into a pool and seen water aerobics, guess who you see? The Swarek Silvers.
Sync or Swim's first meet is this Saturday at the Sioux Falls YMCA. USD introduced their new football coach on Monday, but already athletic officials are having second thoughts. Former Coyote Joe Glenn was being hailed as the savior of the football program. Now, after his rowdy behavior at the press conference, university officials say he might not be the best fit at USD. Athletic director David Saylor says Glenn's energy is contagious and clearly not a good match for the average docile Coyote fan. Junior wide receiver Will Powell made national headlines for his aerobic one-handed grabs. But he's now receiving criticism for not using proper technique. One of the greatest wide receivers of all time, Jerry Rice, says getting all the attention for those visually stunning catches can be a downfall for young athletes. Rice says athletes who enjoy too much time in the limelight often have a hard time facing reality and fall into bad habits, including gambling and extramarital affairs. On this week's Miller Zone, Kyle Miller explains why Iowa athletics are so great.
Thanks, Haley. I've used my Miller Zone all semester long to give you my thoughts about not only the USD Coyotes, but my views on everything in the world of sports. Now, being from Iowa, I'm going to use my Zone report to give you the latest update on an incredible fall of Iowa sports. And I can't do this alone. Joining me is sports guru and Red Report anchor, the pride of Sioux Falls, Mr. Jerry Peleschi. Jerry, hasn't it been just an incredible fall in Iowa sports?
No, it hasn't.
What are you talking about? It's been a great fall.
And what Kool-Aid are you drinking out of, Miller? But like your commentary every week, you couldn't be any further from the truth.
I'm sure you're joking.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Let's roll the tape.
Now, of course, Iowa State is, yeah, it's Texas, but the guy almost got back to the line of scrimmage, and yeah, they're down 27-0, but that's a drop in the bucket compared to other football scores.
Try again, Miller.
Well, okay, so Iowa State, yeah, I'll give them that. Cyclones aren't very good, but what about the Hawkeyes? They're going to have a great year. I smell a BCS national title.
Didn't they lose to Minnesota?
You must be mistaken. Iowa can't lose to Minnesota 2 years in a row.
Roll the tape.
Well, this is probably just a first quarter play and everything, and they're just probably practicing that in pregame, just, hauling the trophy around. They didn't actually win.
Iowa loses to Minnesota. USD beats Minnesota. USD beats Iowa.
Where'd you hear USD beats Minnesota? That's never going to happen.
Face it, Miller. You just don't know your sports. Just next semester, leave it to a professional.
But I am a professional.
Keep dreaming. For Kyle's Miller Zone, I'm Jerry Peleschi, a sports guru.
Awkward. And that's all for Red Sports. Angelica Brackens has this week's Red Report blog coming up next.
What you are about to watch is a news parody. Its stories are not fact-checked. Its reporters are not journalists. And its opinions are not fully thought through.
In this week's Red Report blog, Angelica Brackens shares her one true love. And she's not kidding.
I have a confession to make. I have had relations with the Justin Bieber. And I'm going to confess about it through a song. Oh, 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 oh. I know you love me, I hope you care. I love to stalk you, and I just stare. I want your bod, you want me gone. I'm the worst thing that you'll ever come upon. Why you crying? Boy, I'm staying. I love you, and you'll be paying. See that I'm lying, and look at me inside. You'll be paying child support for a long time. You're having my baby, baby, baby. Oh, my baby, baby, baby. Oh, my baby, baby, baby. Ooh, thought we'd get married in time. Hey, yo, when you were 15, I was in love. Saw you on YouTube, thought you were a girl, but I was so wrong. You had me at one time. Oh, I was seeing stars. Then we fell in love. No, I'm not even lying. We met backstage and you were talking ever so sweetly. I knew it was true love. And then things started to get heated. I'm one less lonely girl, 'cause you my baby, baby. And now it's finally time to say you're having my baby, baby, baby. Ooh, my baby, baby, baby. Ooh, my baby, baby, baby. Ooh, thought we'd get married in time.
Remember, the Red Report is not an actual newscast. The stories you have seen, although possible, are not true. So among other things, Charlie Coyote is fine. You won't be arrested for wearing the U-Dot. Joe Glenn will make a great yoke coach. And Hooters is not coming to the muck.
Well, that's all for Red Report. We hope you had a great semester. We'll see you in the spring.